What's up guys, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World. I'm your host and guide, Mr. B, and flying straight into part 8 here. We're really flying through these bosses, but our main mission this time is to take down the Jyuratodas, or as that name is a friggin' nightmare, so I'm just going to call him the giant toad face from now on. But just picking up where we left off, we're just going to check in with the research team here after we unlock that camp at the bonus section at the end of part 7 with the Grimalkins. So there it is, setting up the camp for the ancient forest. Now as you can see there are required parts that we don't have, because one of them is an Anjanath pelt, and obviously to get that it means we're going to have to fight old Angie, and that's definitely coming, but it's a couple of vids away, so let's see what we can take care of in the meantime. Before we head out on the quest, I wanted to check in with these research buds, just see if I could activate this part of the story yet. It turns out I can't at this point, but that's coming very shortly. Be able to cultivate and fertilize our own crops here, which means growing our own herbs, mushrooms, you know, things of that nature. It's gonna make crafting a lot easier. Speaking of crafting, that's something that we're going to touch on as well before we head out. First of all, as usual, hoofing our way up to the canteen. I noticed an icon over this guy, but just checking in with him, there's actually not much doing. So to business. Check in with Chelsea. So straight into our assigned quests, our story missions. And what the hell? I think I'm going to use a voucher this time. Going out to rescue a researcher. That's the setup for our mission here. One of our field researchers has got separated from the group and found himself in well, in a tight spot. So I went for this this meal choice just because it increased the attack damage. Thought, what the hell? Let's go full tilt boogie. Meat and beer. Okay, so because the quest still wasn't ready, something that had occurred to me after the last captures, the last video, is running out of space in the item pouch. So just going to go clear a bit of space out there. As you can see, much like any game of this ilk, it's very easy to get over encumbered and fill up your carrying capacity real fast when every which way you turn there's something to collect. So just going to get rid of a few non-essentials at this point. I mean, really, all you're kind of looking at is stuff that you're going to use out in the field on any given quest. So just going to go into the crafting menu here. Again, something that was, you know, we talked about a little bit in the last video. And that was just before we went to fight the Barroth. But here, really getting into it and explaining a bit about the trap tools. So as you can see there, we've got the items needed to build them. The trap tool, and for the shock trap, it's the thunderbug. For the pitfall trap, it's the net, which we make from collecting ivy in the field. Now you can only carry one of each of those on a mission, and it's going to take me a while to get the hang of it. I'm not going to lie, but. Trust me, when we get that payoff, it'll be worth it. But,
Let's look for the scholar. He must have left some kind
it's going to be a ways off yet. I'm just warning you now. So I just did a quick cut around there. I was just exploring the camp area a little bit, but not very interesting. So just going to get straight to business and get out on the trail of this giant toad face. So Chelsea there, just before we left the camp, she said something about he was last seen near the swamps. And again, from my last encounter with Barry the Barroth, you know, we've been to that swampy area before. So to get there, I'm not 100% sure whereabouts it is on the map, but I do know for sure we're going to need to get out of this underground cave system that we're currently in. Mostly seems to be a dead end here, but just do a quick sweep for any essential items that we might need. As it turns out, nah, it's just these flame nut plants. But, we're not really interested in using up our item spaces with those. Whoop, found our way back at the camp, so let's not go that way. The only way is up. So, especially at this early stage of the game where you don't have research on the monsters that you're looking for, there is an element of this kind of exploration involved. But if this is starting to look familiar, well, it should be. This is where phase 2 of our Barroth fight took place. I'd forgotten about these curious little gentlemen. But, you hit something and it starts fizzing like that, you get the hell out of there. Really no clue what the hell that cactus chap was supposed to be all about, but getting close to that swampy area. Now, although we're not actually hunting a Barroth, it's always worth, if you see those tracks and stuff like that, it's always worth collecting those just for the extra research bonus. Really just mopping up this whole area before we move on into the swamp. See, that's how easily your items can fill up again. Well, I'll swap in antidote herb for that mushroom there. Take the research sample.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there's Chelsea chiming in that we're getting warmer. So you'll notice, by the way, that there's the game wasn't really provided much in the way of incidental music. It's all just kind of sound effects. So I thought I'd edit in a bit of my own, and if you recognise this, then go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know that you got the reference. But I wanted to edit in some music from another game. It's music that never fails to get me hype. Just as things start to get interesting here. I didn't know they could do that. From the last time we met these Gejo. I still don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm very wary, but check that in the background. It's go time, dudes. Just a bit of harvesting here. Take out this dude. Yeah, listen to that, man. Well, we're getting close now. Just a perfunctory sweep of this area. Obviously, we're going to watch out for that Barroth that's marching around. There he is on the map there. You can see him at the... there he is. Now that is where I think we want to be heading. Away from where that Barroth is for sure. Getting hyped for this fight, man. Let's collect these sleep herbs. Whoop, watch out for that, big boy. Not by going up there. Get down, you fool. Now, we're going to avoid this dude for now, but yeah, it's not going to be long before we see him again. So a bit more evidence here. We have no clue what these weird thorns, where they've come from. So you remember we headed down here on our first encounter with those Barracuda bad boys. I'm just going to call them that. It's easier than me possibly offending two minority groups. So yeah, we came down here to check this out once before. Again, just a judicious edit coming up here, just while I was checking around this whole area, just making sure I was going in the right direction, but you really don't need to see me running around aimlessly for 2 minutes. So let's get right back to it, because business about to pick up.
Is that the scholar? What's that he's sitting next to? It looks like a Barroth?
Well, only one way to find out. You can see there's a few enemies between us and him. I was going for a little creep around maneuver here, but turns out there was no need.
God, don't let him find me. Don't let him find me. Oh, I saw it. No, the Jyuratodas, that didn't kill the Barroth. It was,
Whoa! Dun dun dun. Whoa, nice dodge.
New target. New target. Hunt that Jyuratodas.
Okay, so straight into it. And you see right away there, one of his main attacks is spitting out all this chunky mud garbage at you. Similar to the Barroth in the way that was kind of shaking its shit everywhere. Only this dude just kind of chunders it at you. And also when he swims around, leaves a big trail of it in his wake. I'm just taking this adamant pill here, which is it's a defense buff. It increases your defense by 30%, I think, either until you faint or you complete the quest. So handy thing to have when you're fighting a new boss. So again, just keeping distance here, trying to figure out his attack patterns. Kind of got that unpredictable maneuver there where he can just burst out from anywhere, but then it leaves him vulnerable to attack. So try and steam in as quick as you can. This guy it's not too much of a difficult boss. He says, taking a massive hit. Huh. See, I'm just being careless here. Just trying to pick up that research that I know is there. Like, because of the size of him, and he only really attacks from the front, then, you know, you get in the side or the rear, and you do a lot of damage there. He seems quite easy to flip as well. I hadn't really mentioned this before, but you can, like, the bosses don't have a health bar as such, but you see in the bottom left corner next to the map there, and there's that little highlighted icon with the pulse icon going at the bottom. So the faster that is going, like the angrier he is, I think like the more he gets battered, it'll get really frantic, and then it'll suddenly start to go weak, and that's when you know you got him on the run. But just worth keeping an eye on. You see that's going pretty fast now because we just dealt quite a bit of damage to him. See if we can go catch up with that sucker. Whoa! Before he catches up with us. It's a bit of a wasted opportunity there. Could have copped him for a good bunch more hits, but this one's more. It's more just about patience. Just kind of staying out of the way of those front attacks, and now chasing him around the friggin' map, as we're going to see very soon. It's a good one to have your dodge move on form for this. You know, a lot of it. He does move pretty fast. That attack right there. Yeah. Okay. Get some real damage in here. Yeah, he's pretty busted up there. He's at the drooling stage. I don't think he's limping yet, but he's certainly taking a beating. Oh, beat down Boulevard. It's the toughest street in town. And if you step to a monster beat, well, you're bound to get beat down. A 9-9. Reference my B99 buddies. Okay, so you see he's just scarpered the hell out of here.
Attacking the part it's latched onto deals blunt damage.
So may as well just, since we're going to have to chase him halfway around this area anyway, then may as well collect the research on the way. Like all of this stuff, as we have covered before, it all helps towards that monster field guide. You know, once we've beaten this sucker, then we'll be able to find out exact weak spots and ailments, and develop a much better strategy for future fights. Because although this might be done for the story mission, you know, that's certainly by no means the last we're ever going to see of one of these guys. So just got to find him now. Luckily, we've got scout flies on the case for us. Yep, there he is. Okay, so try this little maneuver. And yeah! So deal some good attacks here. You just got to brace with your right trigger when there we go, when he starts trying to throw you off like that. Managed to hold on, ride it out. And we'll deal enough damage to a point where we unlock this bad boy. Yeah! So big old hits there. And a bit of aftermath damage as well. So if you look at our health bar here, taking a few hits, but not even really anything to panic about, nothing to using any potions or anything like that. Now I was reading up on this earlier on, and this Guardian armor that the game now gives you, super advanced, and it is intentionally meant to make this whole first section of the game much easier. So I guess if you want like the complete challenge, then you wanna go without that. I realise it sucks saying this 8 episodes into a series, but it's not too late. If you want to really experience the true challenge of the game and get into crafting as deep as you maybe should have by this point, then you can always clear off this armor, replay those earlier missions, or assignments from the resource center that are similar to them. You know, hunt an Anjanath, hunt a giant toad face. Whoa, Mr. Fish. Yeah, he's pissed. Yeah, just what I'm saying is we're not taking a lot of hits here, and that's good. Trying to use the whetstone there. Was I actually? Yeah, I actually was successful, but check this. Yeah, and I'm just trying to stand back and watch this when all of not cool. So we'll just take care of this guy, and I'll get a ringside seat for a minute. We got the message there saying this is a turf war, and always tempting just to bust in there and try and get some cheap shots. And obviously there's nothing stopping you, but be wary of the consequences. Yeah, that's probably a sign we should get the hell out of there for a minute. I mean, come on, this is pretty cool. Literal monster mash. And credit to this dude, still coming for my blood, even though he's got a Barroth on his ass. We're gonna just wait for him to try and get away from that Barroth, so we can take him out without taking any damage ourselves. Come on, guy. Over the ledge. There we go. And right on the case. Right, now, before we get to this, I will hold my hands up. Tried something and it didn't work. And, yeah. I went to all that trouble of explaining about the traps, and then I didn't realise. I thought, like, oh, just let him get to his nest here, because check out what happens. Yeah, this dude now purely just catching some Z's. But unfortunately, you can only set traps on even and dry terrain. So I wasn't able to do that. And yeah, that sucked. I thought, well, I'll give the trank bombs a go just to see if that will have any effect while he's already snoozing. While they're asleep like this, you can just kind of parade around. They're not going to wake up. You can set explosive barrels next to them if you have any, which we do have, but unfortunately, we left them in the item box. I tried those trank bombs, no real effect. The first hits that you do get on a monster when you wake them up, it does deal pretty heavy damage. But it's like, really, if he's running off and trying to sleep, then you've already pretty much got him where you want him. So you know that this isn't going to last long now. Yeah, look at the state of him. He's battered. And TKO! Oh!
You did it. But I can't shake this feeling that there's something really bad about those thorns.
Yup. Okay, so Jyuratodas. Tick-dun-dun. Harvest some parts. Yeah, it was a pretty fun fight. Not particularly taxing, like I say. Once you figure out those attacks, and especially if you're wearing that armor, he's not going to give you any trouble at all. Really, it's just a case of chasing him around a little bit. I mean, obviously, best case scenario, you can get him into a turf war and let the Barroth deal him for a buttload of damage. But yeah, I'd say that went well. But, we've done all we can do. Let's head back to base. Check out the rewards. So there's all of the items and collectibles from the quest. Take all of those. Stuff that Gizmo got for us. And obviously we use the voucher. So a lot more perks for us. And Gizmo really taking it up a gear there too. Alright, so back to camp we go.
Gather round, everyone. We're ready to begin. Thanks to you, we've made great strides towards understanding the tracks that have turned up across the continent. Our researchers have done some projections, and now we know where Zora Magdaros will go next. It's heading for the Great Ravine.
The Great Ravine? The huge valley out past the Wildspire?
Correct. So I have a proposition for all of you. I say we try and capture Zora once it gets there.
Have you gone mad?
Capture it? Hear me out. The ravine is the perfect terrain for staging such an event. We're not going to get a better chance than this.
Interesting to see him speak in full sentences for a change.
Take this opportunity. It could be a decade before the next opportunity presents itself. Maybe longer.
Is it even possible?
If I said it wasn't, would that stop you?
Let's give it a go. With the fifth supporting us, our chances are as good.
Alright, Shrek.
Then it's settled.
Before we send the hunters out for the capture, we need to secure Astera. An Anjanath has been active in the area. Not the kind of monster you toy around with. We'll need a plan for it.
You're right. Hunters, you have your next assignment. Take care of that Anjanath. But be careful. The Anjanath is a fearsome monster. One slip-up and you're done.
Commander, if I may, I think I have a great idea. Hunter, I could use your help. Drop by later, if you will.
Another thing. That troubling report we received. Think you could...
Right.
Good, then. Let's get this show on the road. We have an Elder Dragon to capture. Everyone dismissed.
Alright, so
We should probably listen to what the chief botanist has to say before we do anything else.
good idea. Let's go do that. But, according to, Captain Grunts-a-lot, that's the Anjanath is finally on our horizon. But, got one more guy to take care of first, which is I'm gonna get to that in our next video. First of all, go check in with this botanist boy. Okay, so we're getting this bonus hunt to do before the Anjanath. The Toby Kadachi. It's a pretty fearsome monster and a good one to fight. So just giving us a bit of info about this Guile Mantis that we've picked up, which is a fancy way of saying invisibility cloak. And obviously you can only use it for a limited time, and then there's a cooldown period after you've used it before you can use it again. But, potentially get you out of a tight spot. And that'll just appear in your item menu along with all the rest of your stuff. So you can just cycle. You can either assign it to a hotkey or cycle through it.
Our next assignment is to hunt Toby Kadachi. We should be able to find it in the ancient forest.
Alright guys, so looks like we're heading back into the ancient forest. Oh, look at that sunset. Okay, so we have our next quest. Go hunt a Toby Kadachi before we can finally get to that Anjanath, which is really, the sum of everything that we've worked towards at this point. But, As always, I've enjoyed this. I hope you guys have enjoyed the vid. This is Mr. B saying I'll see you on the next hunt. Until then, peace!